Good money, good money.
Us boxers, we've been thinking of the same combinations for a long, long time. To see what are good ways to enter, exit, and land combinations at the same time. At the end of the day, you're dodging punches all day.
And when you have a chance to make it out, it gives you that different look on life. It make you dream bigger than just your small town or your hard times that you've been through. It's crazy to me that who would know I would be that guy. One night
I know what song you listening to. I know what song he listening to.
Gervonta Davis, my first time watching him. I seen him a video on Instagram, man. I looked up his highlights too. That dude's a beast, man. He's great speed, great defense in those uppercuts, man. I mean, I appreciate boxing. You know, I'm not a hater, man. If I see somebody I think is good, man, I'll talk good about him. You know, some people they just see boxing and they don't appreciate it. They talk bad about him. But me, I see
Gervonta Davis has apparently begun working with David Benavidez's father, Jose Benavidez Sr., in a training capacity. This development represents somewhat of a surprise announcement within professional boxing communities.
You're trying to land the best punches. You're trying to make the highest possible decisions in your head. And fights, everything is do or die. When you take the hesitation away, sometimes you really know, believe in yourself, believe in your skills. I'm not trying to let fear, basically, that's what it is.
I knew I'd be big, but I never knew that I would be like the guy that actually break them doors. Calvin believed in me. Calvin believed in me no matter what. That's what was the important piece of me staying focused and I know I have somebody that's counting on me. Calvin was making sure that I was on the right track. And whoever go against me, Calvin was standing beside me. You know what I mean? Calvin was that guy that had my back for sure.
We do. Get ready for
Following extended collaboration with Calvin Ford, Tank appears positioned to pursue alternative training arrangements as he advances through his professional trajectory. According to available information, Davis has been collaborating with Jose Benavidez Sr. for several consecutive weeks. Following positive assessment of their working dynamic, Davis apparently determined this represented his preferred coaching arrangement for upcoming competitive appearances. This transition carries substantial because fighters typically avoid such organizational modifications unless they recognize transformative potential. The decision reflects considerable confidence in this new partnership direction.
Them to another level.
The last run of the camp, right here with all the guys. You know, I just want to thank Sam.
Yeah, this Santa Cruz right here today.
Let it burn, baby, let it burn.
Mind over matter, son. Mind over matter. Ain't nobody doing no like this. Come in the desert. Trying to stay away from the desert. He come in the desert.
I want to thank Poncho. I want to thank Tristan. I want to thank my father. I want to thank my brother. Thank my wife, my kids, and everybody for giving me the energy I needed. It was a great training camp, and I feel like this is going to be the best fight to date. And then after this, you know, it's just going to be legendary work. But, you know, this camp really meant a lot to me, and I wanted to end this training camp like this. Nice hike to the top.
Coming up here, I was always that kid that know when it's time to buckle down and things like that. Like, I know when it's time to get serious. You know, I know how to focus, you know, no matter what's going on around me. That's what made me so special and why I came so far.
Jose Benavidez Sr. has established himself as among boxing's most esteemed coaching professionals, having successfully cultivated elite-level fighters through comprehensive strategic planning, rigorous training methodology, and advanced technical instruction. This collaboration immediately qualifies as one of professional boxing's most prominent recent developments. Legitimate curiosity exists regarding potential performance modifications when Davis returns to competitive action. Will observers witness enhanced defensive mechanics, expanded combination vocabulary, improved cardiovascular performance during extended rounds? Or will Benavidez facilitate expression of Davis's inherent explosive capabilities at amplified levels?
You know, we had like about 20-minute prayer right here. For me, this run means a lot to me symbolically. You know, I made it to the top. You know, I've made it to the top of the mountain countless times, and with the power, the energy, and the protection from God, I keep making it up, and I keep, you know, passing the threshold. So, you know, I know where I am. I know where God stands in my heart. I know where Jesus Christ stands in my heart, and you know, we're just gonna keep making it to the top, and in His name, we're gonna keep fighting.
Yeah, the both. That's all I want to know. Yeah, it's both of them.
Sometimes a fresh voice in the corner can completely change a fighter's mindset.
Occasionally,
That can be just as
introducing
important.
alternative perspectives within the coaching environment can fundamentally reshape fighter psychology, potentially demonstrating equivalent importance to technical skill acquisition. Conversely, coaching transitions inevitably introduce elevated performance expectations as observer scrutiny intensifies substantially. Spectators will analyze each competitive round, identifying evidence that this partnership delivers tangible competitive advantages. One reality remains indisputable. Should these reports prove accurate, Gervonta Davis hasn't initiated this transition merely for promotional purposes. Rather, he demonstrates genuine conviction that Jose Benavidez Sr. possesses capacity to facilitate continued improvement, ensure competitive success, and reaffirm his status among professional boxing's most formidable contemporary competitors.
There you go. Good. There you go. When he get in that ring, he's on a mission. Because he understands that he got to put his pants on, training wheels going. You got what you asked for. Let's get it now. Slowing down.
This context explains why the recent announcements regarding Gervonta Davis training with Jose Benavidez Sr. acquired heightened significance, particularly given coach Kenny Ellis's perspective. Ellis's commentary suggested someone observing familial discord rather than someone witnessing manufactured internet narrative. This observation proved revealing. Kenny demonstrated measured restraint, neither hastily dismissing rumors nor comprehensively validating every claim. Instead, he consistently emphasized one fundamental principle. Should Tank pursue training arrangements with Benavidez Sr., that represents a legitimate personal decision, requiring no automatic termination of existing professional relationships with Calvin Ford.
Obviously, some rumors circulating that Tank working with Jose Benavidez.
Yeah, I heard it, I'm not sure if it's true, but if it is, then he's a grown man, got a right to do what he wants, Whatever he decides to do, I told you before, I support him. No love lost. Been on him since he was 7. Great guy, man.
Regrettably, numerous boxing enthusiasts immediately interpret new trainer terminology as definitive relationship termination announcements before stakeholders have provided public commentary. Kenny emphasized that Tank and Calvin's established connection permits direct communication without necessitating public spectacle. This perspective deserves consideration. Regarding frequently discussed competitive matchups, Kenny essentially dismissed endless Tank versus Haney speculation as premature deliberation. His fundamental position, competitive arrangements either materialize or remain hypothetical. Following years of persistent rumors, this pragmatic approach seems entirely justified.
Thoughts on Tank versus Devin at 147?
Man, that would be a good fight, but Tank is 135 pounds. Could have happened when Devin was at 35, but he was shot up.
Yeah.
Tank is small. He's not scared. He ain't running. He ain't ducking. He's small.
Frequently, boxing spectators invest substantially greater energy discussing hypothetical contests than actual fighters expend negotiating them. Kenny's emphasis upon comparative physical dimensions proved particularly relevant, reminding observers that Tank historically represents the naturally smaller competitor. This reality frequently disappears during negotiation discussions. Kenny subsequently introduced Ryan Garcia in Competitive Future, suggesting that matchup represents the confrontation audiences genuinely desire. His assessment probably contains substantial accuracy. Authentic rivalries perpetually maintain public visibility. Even when Floyd Mayweather's name emerged during discussion, Kenny declined participating in controversy generation, instead characterizing such matters as adult professional decisions rather than internet entertainment opportunities. This represents the conversation's essential takeaway. While broader commentary focuses upon headline construction, Team Tank prioritizes competitive performance development. Should this Jose Benavidez senior partnership prove genuinely productive, the lightweight division could confront an elevated version of Gervonta Davis.
You know, there was an interview with Floyd Mayweather, and they were asking him, you know, what's his favorite fighters today? You know, mentioned David Benavidez, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney, but didn't mention Tank. Lots of people felt like, is there something in between there that he didn't say Tank? Because he's been promoting Tank for such a long time.
I'm not sure, you know, but Floyd is one of Tank's favorite fighters regardless. You know, grown man. We don't get into that bullshit, man. If you don't like Tank, then so be it.
The conversation subsequently redirected toward Gervonta Davis once more, following Kenny Ellis's dismissal of internet speculation regarding Tank's training circumstances. Bill Haney subsequently introduced substantial commentary regarding boxing's prominent matchup debates. Tank's name consistently appeared throughout every discussion vector. Bill characterized Devin Haney's strategic objectives as pursuing simultaneous competitive challenge and commercial opportunity, identifying Gervonta Davis as the primary target. This observation carries significance because, regardless of emerging competitive talent, Tank maintains his position as the commercially premier name. Simultaneously, Bill reaffirmed Devin's purported agreement with Shakur Stevenson at 144-pound catchweight conditions, asserting the negotiation responsibility now transfers to Stevenson. This definitively complicates lightweight competitive landscape dynamics. Discussion subsequently evolved when panelists examined hypothetical confrontations involving Keyshawn Davis, Ryan Garcia, and Tank collectively.
On the list, Tank Davis, he sets at probably the number one. I mean, we've been had back and forth. I think that when you talk about him fighting a Jake Paul, if that was realistic, there's no realistic weight that Jake Paul could have ever come down to Devin's walk-around weight. So I consider this as real. Me and Al have had discussions. That's made it even more real. Never has anyone said anything about any dehydration, rehydration, or anything for that matter. So I think that it should be, and what it should be, is a fair fight. You know, and that weight is to be determined, but it won't be anything under 144 pounds.
This moment illuminated something significant. Contemporary boxing presents almost excessive competitive options. Bill maintained that Devin pursues every available dangerous opponent, yet observation reveals that every competitive pathway eventually returns toward Gervonta Davis. Why? Tank remains that weight class's commercial paramount figure. Defeating Tank instantaneously elevates competitive standing. Losing to Tank still generates substantial recognition for attempted elite competition. Amusingly, even while discussing rehydration agreement negotiations, participants expressed frustration rather than apprehension regarding Tank. They communicated disappointment regarding his unavailability rather than genuine fear. This distinction proves meaningful. Max Kellerman casually proposed professional boxing would substantially improve should Tank consistently pursue elite opposition. Such commentary will undoubtedly generate extended fan debate. My perspective? Terminate endless hypothetical rankings and social media assessments. Execute Tank against Haney, Tank against Shakur, or Tank against any elite competitor willing to contractually commit. Professional lightweight competition requires competitive action rather than additional promises, because that's where substantive resolution finally materializes.
What type of order do you want to try to pick these guys off? To be realistic, what type of order do you want to pick these guys?
The biggest and the best fight I think that everyone, the culture and sports and entertainment would love would be Tank. He's at the top of the list. I think we got even more excited. Well, I mean, just keep breaking my heart, would you please? Just keep breaking my heart, okay?
I don't have anything to happen.